Go and help me. My partner and I are living in different countries and we are working. And we haven't seen each other for several years. Is it going to affect my health? If we don't get intimate, is it going to affect my health, or is what's going to happen to me if I don't have sex? Go and help me. I was sexually active and now I'm celibate. But while I am celibate, is it going to affect my health? Is it going to affect me in any way? Go and help me. What is the right age to start having sex? At what age should I start having sex? These are the questions I'll be answering in today's class. Hello everyone, I'm Gwendolyn Haller, a seasoned medical professional, and I'm here to bring you the juice. If you have been watching my videos and you're enjoying this content and you've never smashed that subscribe button and turned on that notification bell, please do so. If you're a returning subscriber, please remember, I love you, I love you, I love you. And if you just popped on this channel, you are just watching this video, please join the family by smashing that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell. Let's roll in. Welcome back. Today's class is going to be very interesting. I did a video on what happens to a man and woman when they don't have sex for long. And I'm going to leave this video at the end screen. This is to help every man or woman who has decided to be celibate or who is separated from their partner, what they should expect when they start having sex, and also how their body is going to react. Now, a lot of questions have been popping up under that video and even in my emails because some people don't want to share personal information, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Firstly, I want to thank you all for your questions. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for encouraging me to do more research, to pray more, to bring you juicy content, not only educational content, but informative content and content that will help you go on the right path. And this topic is not widely spoken of. And by the end of this video, you are going to decide if you want to cheat on your spouse, if you're going to continue having random sex or getting into random relationships, and you're going to decide at what age you want to start having sex. Every information in this video will guide you on your decision. Every country has an age where they allow individuals, both male and female, to get involved in sexual activities. And the reason is they are trying to provide rules, regulation, restriction, boundaries, so that the country and the people, the citizens of the country, can move or can live in a moral environment. That means morality and integrity can grow from generation to generation. To determine the right age to have sex or to determine how you get intimate with people will depend on the information that you have, will depend on the information that governs your body, soul, and spirit, and the information that you value. And this would mean that this information will have to govern and shape your understanding and shape your activities. The government has their own information, has their own voice when it comes to sex. They will give you ages. In some countries, you may start having sex by 18, 15, 13, 21. That's their own voice. And they have policies that guide certain activities. In fact, such as incest, such as sex in the public, such as same-sex, and what have you. And this is all to guide the individuals to grow in a moral light, to grow in and shape their destiny, to be successful, to leave a legacy for yourself, to have principles in life. So the government has its own voice. Now, God, your creator, has his own voice. He has his own information and he has his own values. And this information by God will tell you that you are supposed to have sex only with your husband. you're not supposed to have sex before marriage and out of marriage, because there are always consequences for that. The consequences would be physical, would be spiritual. So this is the information from God. Now you have information and the voice from sex education that will tell you that it's okay to be sexually active if you want to, but make sure you use condoms. Make sure, if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure that you get involved with birth controls and a lot more. And in some sex education, they teach you about abortions. They teach you that it's legal. And you can do that in order to, not get interrupted. Is your right. That is a voice. That is information. Now, your biology, your body has its own information. It will tell you you're getting old. It will tell you that you are going to accumulate sperms and it's semen, and it's going to disturb you, and you're going to have waist pain, and you are not going to be sexually performant. You're going to have erectile dysfunction. For a woman, it's going to tell you that you're going to lose pleasure. You are going to, you will not be able to keep a man. In fact, it's so much information that your body clock is telling you. And in some environments, your body clock, and with the information that will sync with your body clock, will tell you that you are of age. You're supposed to, by this age, you're supposed to be having sex. By 25, you should be having sex. You must have had this amount of children so that you don't become sterile. A lot of information. There's so much information, and there is information that comes from the enemy, from immorality, from sexual perversion, that comes from the devil, that will tell you that it's okay to be sleeping around, to have several relationships. You're experimenting. You have to kiss several men or kiss several women in order for you to find your prince or your princess. It's okay for you to abort children. Why do you have to abstain? Why do you have to only be with one man or one woman? Why are you only married to one person? Yeah, it's boring. How can you be eating the same food every day? Why? Your wife, you have been separated from your wife. Do you know what your wife is doing? Do you know what your husband is doing? Man, just one night is not a problem. You can have another family. Too many informations, too many voices. So this is what I want to tell you. All these I have mentioned have information and have voices. Now you choose. The information that you value is going to govern you, is going to shape your thinking and mold your actions and mold your future. If you choose that you want to be having free sex, and when I'm talking about free sex, I'm not talking about having sex with prostitutes or whether it's male or female prostitute. When I'm talking about free sex, I'm talking about sex that is out of marriage and before marriage. I'm talking about sex with different people, even if it's just one person, or having sex with somebody that is not your spouse. A lot of people are going to say that, okay, I know this man or this woman who had several relationships and they are married today. So why are you saying that I should keep myself for my husband and for my wife? Or I should only have sex when I get married? What if I don't get married? Was everybody supposed to get married? Remember, the information that governs you is going to shape your thinking. If you think that you're not going to get married, you're going to have a bad marriage, it's going to happen. Now, anyone who has been in several relationships and has been having free or casual sex always ends up being a narcissist. They don't have joy. I'm not talking about happiness. They don't have joy, and they are broken people. Too much traumas in different relationships. And the rejection, whether it's on the person's side or on the woman's side or in the relationships they had in the past, will play on that relationship. And there will always be trust issues. Always doubting if your partner is faithful with you. There is no joy in the marriage. I'm not talking about happiness. What you see on social media is not what you see at home. So sometimes people bring in their garbage of traumatic relationships and makes you a broken person. You become a narcissist because you are trying to bleed on somebody you're married to. And this is what many people don't know. It is very difficult for you to have a man who has been a prostitute, who has been having free sex, or a woman who has been having free sex, to enjoy being with one person, to be intimate and faithful to one person. It doesn't happen except Jesus helps them. And they will not value you as a woman, and the woman will not value you as a man. These are some things that a lot of people don't know. So if you are a woman or a man and you and your wife are separated, you don't live in the same place, I'm not going to advise you, make out some time to visit each other. Make out some time to do videos, have videos. Make out some time to actually talk about alternatives. Because communication takes away assumptions. And having sex with another person just because your spouse is not in the same country with you shows that you're not really in that marriage for the vision. That means that that marriage doesn't have a vision. That marriage was created just on having sex and making babies. Every marriage should have a purpose. It's not to have babies. This is a misconception. This is some bad thing that has been taught from generation to generation. Children just come in as a blessing. Marriage is a commitment by choice. You choose to be married to somebody and stay married to the person. Some of the questions I have been getting are very interesting. But I have never seen, or have you ever heard, that someone ever died because they didn't have sex? We are not ruled by sex. You are not manipulated and controlled by your sexual organ. You train your mind and your body follows. Man or woman, if you make up your mind that I'm sleeping only with one person, or I would only have sex with my spouse, it's going to happen. So whatever information you get and you value, make sure you choose the source rightly. In our society today, it's okay for people to have casual sex. And the people who get affected the most is we females. We females believe that we can live like men, we can have random sex and still enjoy a happy home. With a woman, it's worse because we have sex with our emotions. You end up being broken when you end up settling down with a man. And because you have shared your body with so many people, you have problems connecting with your husband. And this is the same thing with a man. When a man sleeps with many women and has several relationships, he creates so tight covenants. So does the woman when she sleeps with different men. Now, in a man's case, he finds it very difficult to value a woman. He sees every naked woman's body. He will never value, he will never be faithful. And let me be honest with you. No real man, no decent man likes a woman who is free, likes a woman who is carefree, or who has lived a loose life. It's a turn off for many men. And no woman would want to be with a man who is not honest and who cannot give her security. Now, in this case, when you have several partners as a woman, you tend to have problems bonding with your husband and even enjoying sexual intimacy. You're always complaining. It will be very difficult for you to have orgasms and have joy after intimacy. I'm not talking about orgasm. You can have orgasm, but joy after intimacy. Now, when it comes to the case of a man, the man has trust issues. And not only that, he lies a lot. Somebody who has trust issues begins to lie. A narcissist, he begins to lie. Even the women who have been having free careless relationship become narcissists. They begin to lie. And because he's not able to keep one relationship, he can't give you security as a woman. Now, if you have been broken, if you have come from a home where you have been broken and battered, where you have had a past where you have been broken, you have had a childhood traumas, you have got traumas as a female or a male while growing up all through your life, it is very important that you heal because you will bleed on your spouse and on your children. Narcissists don't even know that they are narcissists. Narcissists don't even know that is their lifestyle and their childhood that has shaped their future. So I want to call on you. After listening to me, choose where you want to belong. My advice to you is, wait till you get married. And if you are sexually active and you are now celibate and you're looking into sexual purity, there is a lot you achieve in sexual purity. Now, let me say something. You can be celibate, but you are not sexually pure. Celibate means that you are not having any form of sexual intimacy with a human being. But there are many people who are celibate, but they are still touching themselves. They are still masturbating. So sexual purity is best. And in sexual purity is the height of success. You will reach the height of success in everything you want to do. Have you noticed that you are more productive when you are celibate, you're sexually pure? Have you ever heard of a man or a woman who died or who had some form of injury or who were damaged somehow because they were abstinent from sex or because they didn't have sex? But we have heard and we are hearing every day that men and women who have sex out of marriage or before marriage have a lot of issues. Destruction, heart problems, emotional traumas, health, financial problems, a lot of problems. Some of them get into so tight covenants and issues that destroy them down the lane. So choose when you want to start having sex. And choose if you want to start or continue free sex. It's a choice. It's a choice. Choose if cheating on your spouse is worth it. And when it comes to marriage that is built on a covenant of God, when you start sleeping with somebody else, the blessings that should come into that marriage don't come into the marriage. This is why you would see a lot of quarreling, sickness, challenges, stress. Joy is taken out of the marriage. And if you are a female or a male who was traumatized while you were younger and you feel that having free sex or you feel that you cannot stay single, you must be in a relationship to feel accepted, I think you're going the wrong way. I think you need to heal. And that there's a healing that only happens that God can give you and not a human being can give you. Free sex is dangerous. Sex out of marriage is dangerous. Sex with random people moving from one relationship to another would end up making you a very bad and bitter person. It will break you. It would drain away your virtues and your treasures. The gold that has been minded in you from your mother's womb will be drained out. It will not even get the time to be refined so you can shine. You will be like a vagabond. I've seen men and women who have decided to go through that path of free sex, having relationships and relationships. Sex workers who, they may get married, but there's nothing to show up. They always end up quitting the marriage. Those who dated married men, those who dated married women, they always want to leave the relationship because their expectations have not been met. It's something that it's happening every day in our society. There are men who are also prostitutes, who really, really just like sleeping with random women. That's male prostitution. So thank you very much for joining me into this class. I remain your seasoned medical professional, Gwendolyn Halle. Bye-bye.